We're reporting live still from the Ram Leela Maidan, and I want to go across to my colleague Smita Sharma. Smita, what was the mood like amongst the section of the audience where you were when Arvind Kejriwal was taking his oath of office, Smita?
Rahul, absolutely, there was a lot of enthusiasm. You could hear a lot of cheering, the moment, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal's name was called in by the LG. We heard that loud cheering. Also, all throughout during his speech, which was very interesting. It was reconciliatory. There were signs of confidence. There were signs that Kejriwal seems to have definitely learnt a few lessons from the 49-day stint. And that's why preparing ground so that, there is no further controversy when he takes in a bungalow or takes in a car, a government vehicle. There are just two people around here. Of course, you can see the mood still behind me. The audience can, of course, see, the 5 Saal Kejriwal chants could be heard even while Kejriwal, in fact, was speaking. Those people are not allowed to come into the media enclosure. Police, in fact, has taken them on barricades. What did you make of Arvind Kejriwal's speech, really?
I think this is a big moment in the history of Indian politics. Delhi is going to change the politics of India.
What was it about the speech today that you liked the most?
I think the best thing is the humbleness and the wholeheartedness of this man called Arvind Kejriwal. He is somebody who is an epitome of humanity. And
you think his entire team, last time around we saw his ministers like Somnath Bharti or Rakhi Birla get into a lot of controversies. He is asking his team, the volunteers, the Aam Aadmi to be modest. Will they, kind of follow that instruction?
Absolutely. I think there is a message not just for all the politicians and all the ministers. I think there is a message for everybody in Delhi, the entire public, to be humble, modest, and support the Aam Aadmi government to perform well.
I think that was a very important lesson out there. That was an important message where Kejriwal seemed to suggest that maybe the arrogance also was a reason why last time around after 49 days he had to tender his resignation. In fact, that was also 14th Feb. One quick reaction. आप बताइए लोगों की मूड कैसी नजर आ रही थी? आप क्या उनके नारे लगा रहे थे जब वो भाषण दे रहे थे?
मैं यूपी से आया हूँ, यूपी के कानपुर से। सिर्फ यही देखने आया हूँ कि केजरीवाल जी का शपथ ग्रहण। मैं सोचता हूँ 2017 में जब यूपी में चुनाव होंगे तो शायद करिश्मा ऐसा यूपी में भी हो,
उत्तर प्रदेश में भी होगा।
जी बिल्कुल।
तो यहाँ पर आपको शपथ ग्रहण देखकर लगा कि कुछ ऐतिहासिक हो रहा है?
ऐतिहासिक हुआ है, ऐतिहासिक हो रहा है।
So the mood is still absolutely very jubilant, but of course police are now asking all the people who were witnessing that swearing-in ceremony to leave the rally premises. Rahul?
Thank you very much, Smita. Very interesting how there's a return once more of the middle class people. We'd seen earlier, especially after the government fell and there was a lot of tumult and anger against Kejriwal, this whole lot of English-speaking, educated, middle-class people had deserted the Aam Aadmi Party. They were very angry with the Aam Aadmi Party. Here I see around me several of those people back once more supporting the Aam Aadmi Party, which really is a big threat for the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress, essentially first in Delhi and then possibly later as well in other parts of the country, even though Arvind Kejriwal was very clear today when he said that there will be no attempt to go elsewhere for the next 5 years. We'll stay focused squarely on Delhi. That's the challenge that we have. What I want to do now is get you some key excerpts from Arvind Kejriwal's speech. He made a very stirring speech that resonated well with people who'd come over here. Let's take you through some of the key points from Arvind Kejriwal's speech here after his swearing in.
कि अब अगर दिल्ली में आपसे कोई रिश्वत मांगे, मना मत करना। सेटिंग कर लेना। अपना फोन जेब में हाथ डालना, अपने मोबाइल फोन को रिकॉर्डिंग पे लगा लेना। जब वो पैसे मांग रहा है उसकी आवाज रिकॉर्ड कर लेना, मुझे लाके दे देना, हम उसके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करेंगे। हम लोगों को 28 सीटें मिली, लेकिन शायद कहीं ना कहीं हमारी पार्टी के अंदर भी अहंकार आ गया और हमारी पार्टी ने तय किया कि पूरे देश के अंदर सारे चुनाव लड़ेंगे और भगवान ने हमें हमारे अहंकार की सजा दी और लोकसभा के अंदर जो हुआ हमें पता चल गया। लेकिन दोस्तों, जब इतनी बड़ी जीत मिलती है, जब इतनी बड़ी सफलता मिलती है, तो इंसान के मन में अहंकार जागता है और अगर अहंकार जागता है तो फिर सब कुछ खत्म हो जाता है, फिर कुछ नहीं बचता। इसलिए हम सब लोगों को, मुझे, हमारे मंत्रियों को, हमारे सभी एमएलएज को, हम सब के परिवारों को, हम सब कार्यकर्ताओं को, सब लोगों को बहुत चौकन्ना रहना पड़ेगा। बार बार अपने अंदर झांक के देखना पड़ेगा, अपने आप को टटोलना पड़ेगा कि कहीं हमारे अंदर अहंकार तो नहीं जाग गया, क्योंकि अगर अहंकार जाग गया तो हम कभी अपना मिशन पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे, जिस मिशन को हम लोग लेके चले हैं। दोस्तों, मैंने तो तय किया है, भगवान ने मुझे आदेश दिया है, दिल्ली की जनता ने मुझे आदेश दिया है, दिल्ली की जनता ने मुझे प्यार दिया है, दिल्ली की जनता ने मुझ पे विश्वास किया है। मैं 5 साल तक दिल्ली में रहकर केवल और केवल दिल्ली की जनता की सेवा करूंगा। और मैंने उनसे यह भी कहा कि प्रधानमंत्री के तौर पे उनके पास बहुत काम रहते हैं, बहुत बिजी हैं, पूरे देश के बारे में उनको सोचना होता है, विदेशों में भी कई बार जाना होता है। तो दिल्ली के अंदर जब घटनाएं घटती हैं, जब बलात्कार होते हैं, जब अपराध बढ़ते हैं, तो प्रधानमंत्री के पास इतना समय नहीं होता कि दिल्ली के लिए वो समय दे सकें। तो मैंने उनसे निवेदन किया कि दिल्ली चलाने की जिम्मेदारी दिल्ली वालों पे छोड़ दीजिए, आप पूरे देश को चलाइए, पूरे देश ने आपको। मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी को यही कहा कि भगवान इससे सुनहरा मौका नहीं दे सकता। दिल्ली के अंदर हमारा पूर्ण बहुमत है, केंद्र के अंदर आपका पूर्ण बहुमत है। अगर मैं और आप, हम दोनों ये बात मान लें कि दिल्ली को पूर्ण राज्य का दर्जा मिलना चाहिए, तो दिल्ली को पूर्ण राज्य का दर्जा मिल जाएगा। मैं तो तैयार हूं और मुझे उम्मीद है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी भी इसके ऊपर सकारात्मक रूप से सोचेंगे। दिल्ली से एक और नई किस्म की शुरुआत करना चाहते हैं, ये वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म करना चाहते हैं जी। आप खुद ही बताओ, आपको अच्छा लगता है क्या कि जब सड़क के ऊपर से कोई बड़ा मंत्री जा रहा हो और सारी सड़क 1 घंटे के लिए बंद कर दी जाए, सारा ट्रैफिक जाम हो जाए? या आपको अच्छा लगता है क्या कि लाल बत्ती की गाड़ी लगा के कोई मंत्री पू 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 टू टू करता हुआ निकल जाए? मुझे पता चला है कई यूरोप के डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज में, विकसित देशों में, वहां के प्रधानमंत्री आपको बस स्टैंड के ऊपर खड़े मिल जाते हैं। हम ऐसा कल्चर।
The Aam Aadmi Party is back and he promises to put a lot of pressure on the establishment. Raghav Chadha, one of the faces of the Aam Aadmi Party, joining us. Did we just hear a concerted decision being taken that the Aam Aadmi Party will not contest anywhere for the next 5 years?
Well, you know, in chaste Hindi, as we say, कि ना पूछ कि मेरी मंजिल कहाँ है, अभी तो सफर का इरादा किया है. It's just the beginning. It's a new innings for the Aam Aadmi Party.
No, leave the shairi aside. I'm asking a specific question. He said, I will tan man dhan se focus on Delhi.
See, the kind of overwhelming response, the mandate that we've received, this calls for pure dedication and delivery.
No, sir, I'm asking a straight question. Answer. Will you contest in Punjab? Will you contest?
You see.
He said no.
There is a protocol. The national executive body of the party, the political affairs body of the party, that takes the final call whether to contest, and if to contest, then in which which elections, which state do we need to contest. As far as the mandate of Delhi is concerned, the Aam Aadmi Party must concentrate on Delhi. They must deliver on every promise that they made, and to show to the people that there is a new type of governance, honest governance, that a political party in this country can give.
And you know, when
that happens, we'll take it.
When he said that there are countries where prime ministers can be seen on a bus station, and you don't want pressure, you don't want these lal battis going by, is that an attempt to put pressure on the establishment as we know it?
Well, I think one can derive many meanings from that statement, but it essentially means that, Mr. Kejriwal and the entire Aam Aadmi Party we're just one of you, one of us, you know, and we don't believe in, you know, politics of Z plus security and big bungalow. It's all about.
But he said he wants the bungalows. He doesn't want one. He wants two of them. Is that an attempt to preempt media coverage
No,
later?
I'll give you an example. Miss Sheila Dikshit was staying in a bungalow which I think had 25 rooms, 18 geysers, 48 air conditioners, and I think the lawn in itself was about 1.5 acres. I mean, that is the kind of, you know, politics that we want to eradicate from this country. Having a small accommodation for your needs is the, you know, it's the basic necessity, and I don't think any politician or anybody should raise fingers
No,
on
my
that.
colleague Jugal was at the Secretariat. He says this time the media and the Aam Aadmi is not going to be allowed, and there's just one pocket where people will be allowed in. I thought the whole idea was open, transparent government. You can walk into different government departments, meet ministers. Now they're saying everyone out of the building.
To be honest with you, I haven't heard of this. I've just read it in the newspaper, it's quoted by some sources. I'm not aware of this, and I don't think any such decision has been taken as of now.
But that's what's in place at the Delhi Secretariat right now.
No, I think at this point the Secretariat is pretty open. There is a section to which the media is allowed to enter, and the media is allowed
Not
to
the
enter.
pot shots that saw at the media this time.
Well, those were not pot shots. I think those were just, you know, giving a heads up, saying that, you know, some
No,
stories.
it's interesting that the media plays a part in giving the amplification to the Aam Aadmi Party movement, and yet constantly in the cross.
Well, I would
from
say,
both sides.
to be honest with you, to be very candid with you, I think the Aam Aadmi Party in the past 1.5-2 years have learned some lessons. We've learned that, you know, we face some sort of perception damage because of certain actions or certain presentations by the, you know, the sources of information dissemination. So now it's important that we do not lose that perception. It's a new innings. We are serious, we are determined, and we are here to govern.
All right. All that sounds brilliant. Let's just see how it translates into action. Raghav Chadha for joining us this afternoon. Thank you very much. We are here to govern. We're not here to make noise. We are here to stay focused on governance. That's the central message. There's a quiet sense of determination here amongst people from the Aam Aadmi Party. Last time, it was almost as if somebody just got lucky at a tombola, at a lottery, and had got very excited about it, didn't quite know what to do with that 29.5% odd vote share. This time, though, a great sense of determination. I think Kejriwal, at least from what's apparent and visible so far, has learned the lessons from his previous stint in government. He seems a reform man. Now, whether that will stay, we don't know. There is still a certain amount of skepticism, there's still a certain amount of cynicism born out of his past actions. For the time being, though, everybody from the Aam Aadmi Party staying true to message, saying that they will stay focused on governance, and that is the only agenda for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Chief Minister of Delhi is now at the Secretariat. There will be a cabinet meeting shortly. Portfolios have been allocated. It's very interesting to see that both the key portfolios of Home and Finance have been kept by the Chief Minister himself, because Home is where he needs to deal with law and order. Finance is where all the money comes. So the two most important portfolios with Arvind Kejriwal, the other two important portfolios from a Delhi context of education and urban development going to his trusted aide and now Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. And I see a certain attempt here to project Manish Sisodia as the number 2 man in the Aam Aadmi Party, because they figured that if Arvind Kejriwal, he said today that I'm not thinking nationally, but that's just positioning and posturing for today. As this movement goes on and Arvind Kejriwal once again starts pressing forward on his national ambitions, we will see Manish Sisodia step in and play a greater role in governing Delhi. That's the plan within the Aam Aadmi Party, a succession plan already being put into place, and that shows that Kejriwal wants to think ahead, but he also wants to ensure that the rear is well covered. We're slipping into a quick break here, where Arvind Kejriwal, a short while before now, has taken the oath of office. Very focused, very determined, seeming to have donned a new avatar. Now, whether that's the way it stays or changes, we don't know just yet. But for a moment, it seems as if cynicism should be left aside, pessimism should be left aside, because this really is a moment of opportunity, a moment of hope, and great hope in fact, because this entire Maidan was chock-a-block with virtually not a free inch of space anywhere. That's the hope with which Kejriwal has been sworn in. The establishment is cynical. They think people have made a mistake, but amongst the people who went out and voted for Kejriwal, about 54% of Delhi's voters, giving him, after Sikkim in 1989, the highest strike rate in any Vidhan Sabha, in any state assembly election ever. This is a mandate that resonates with hope. And this is a mandate that Kejriwal understands, brings with it a whole set of expectations, and these are expectations he hopes to fulfill. One of the interesting things Kejriwal said is that people should, with their phones, sting anyone who wants to take a bribe. And I had a few police walas with me. They were quite perturbed. They were quite perturbed because this clearly means that they'll have to be very, very careful in the way that they operate, because the Aam Aadmi now feels empowered. He feels a sense of being able to act against the establishment if an attempt is made to try and take money. I want to go across to Ankit Tyagi. He's tracking Arvind Kejriwal. Ankit, what is Kejriwal up to at this time? When does the first cabinet meeting take place and what's on the agenda?
Well, Rahul, we have, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal just entered the secretariat a while back, and as of now, he is he's in his cabin in the Chief Minister's office, and the customary, taking charge ceremony is going on right now, meeting the senior officials, those who are here. Remember, he is not changing the Chief Secretary so far because the Chief Secretary, D.S. Sarkoria, is retiring on 28th of Feb. But very significantly, because he is not well, he has, in fact, the cabinet meeting will not be taking place. The first cabinet meeting will not be taking place. As soon as he takes charge, he is going back to his residence. The Chief Minister is not well. We are hoping that now the first cabinet meeting chaired by the CM would be taking place on Monday.
So what exactly is wrong with him? And now that he's Chief Minister, even more than earlier, people concerned about this cough that he has. Why doesn't this cough go away? What's the problem?
Well, the cough is not the problem. The problem actually is he has high blood sugar levels as of now and high fever. What we have been told is that it is due to the fatigue, 3 to 4 months of continuous campaigning, being on the road right from 5 o'clock in the morning till 1 or 2 in the night. That has caught on with Mr. Kejriwal, and we have also been told that 2 or 3 day rest has been prescribed by the doctors, and post that the doctors are hopeful that the Chief Minister of Delhi would be back in action.
Well, he of course has every reason to be exhausted, because this literally was a campaign where there was the entire might of the state lined up against one man. And that one man has come out triumphant. But he says that today it's not me who's taken the oath of office. The people of Delhi have taken the oath of office. This, of course, is stirring political rhetoric. Kejriwal was at the top of his game when he was speaking here at the Ram Leela Maidan. The question is, how much of that high hope can he translate into reality, and how patient will these people be? I want to go across to Maushmi Singh. She's joining us now live from another corner of the Ram Leela Maidan. Maushmi, you heard this speech, you were with people when Kejriwal made this speech. What was your sense of the difference between Kejriwal 2.0 with Kejriwal 1.0 that took the oath of office last year?
That's right, truly what was obvious is the stark difference between AAP 1 and AAP 2. Also Kejriwal 1 and Kejriwal 2. Because what he was trying to convey to the people, if you would, if his speech is to go by, is that this AAP party, this Kejriwal is much more disciplined, much more grounded, is ready to work and do constructive politics, include all the politicians on one platform. He spoke about Kiran Bedi, he spoke about Ajay Makan, he also spoke about the 3 MLAs from the BJP, taking them into loop, into consideration. He also reminded all his party workers that we have to stay grounded. The arrogance, the politics of arrogance has not worked with the Congress, it hasn't worked with the NDA, and it will not work with the AAP. He has issued a warning to all his supporters to stay grounded, all party workers to stay grounded and stay focused. So the AAP 2 is much more focused, and if you go, if you look at Arvind Kejriwal's speech, clearly there was a message to the ranks that we have to stay focused, not shift out of Delhi. He also said, amongst all the speculation about Punjab,
Maushmi, that was
UP,
being asked is,
that
where is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and what does he make of this grand swearing in? In fact, the Prime Minister was invited to the Ram Leela Maidan. He didn't come, but he's speaking currently at Baramati. Baramati is Sharad Pawar's constituency. It's in Maharashtra. The Prime Minister is speaking there. Let's listen to Narendra Modi on the day that his principal adversary in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, has taken the oath of office as Chief Minister of the capital.
मेरी और शरद राव की बात न हुई हो, ऐसा कोई महीना नहीं गया होगा। राज्य सरकार में बड़ी कठिनाइयां बहुत रहती थी। भारत सरकार से परेशानियां होती रहती थी। तो मैं फिर शरद राव को बीच में डालता था और वे भी दलगत राजनीति से ऊपर उठ करके केंद्र सरकार का राज्य से कैसा रवैया होना चाहिए, उसकी उत्तम भूमिका अदा करते थे। और मैं आज बारामती में उनके उस योगदान के लिए सार्वजनिक रूप से अभिनंदन करना चाहता हूं। यहां से जाने के बाद तीखा चमचमाता बयान वे भी मेरे खिलाफ दे सकते हैं और मैं भी उनके खिलाफ दे सकता हूं, क्योंकि हम अलग अलग विचार से काम करने वाले लोग हैं, लेकिन एक मकसद से काम करने वाले लोग हैं, और वो मकसद है हमारा देश आगे बढ़े। जिस प्रकार से महात्मा गांधी ने देश को आजादी दिलाने के लिए लाखों करोड़ों की तादाद में आजादी के जंग के सैनिक तैयार किए थे, आजादी का जंग लड़ने के लिए जनशक्ति को उभारा था। हमें अगर गरीबी से आजादी पानी है और जो हमारी जिम्मेवारी है, तो गरीबी से आजादी पाने के लिए भी गरीबी मुक्ति के लाखों करोड़ों को सैनिकों की आवश्यकता है, जो गांव-गांव विकास की ज्योति जलाएं, ग्रामीण गरीब हो या शहरी गरीब हो, परमात्मा ने उसे जो शक्ति दी है, इस शक्ति को अवसर में कैसे पलटा जाए और वह स्वयं गरीबी से मुक्ति पाने की लड़ाई का सिपाही कैसे बन जाए, उस मॉडल पर हम काम करके आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। गरीबी से मुक्ति की लड़ाई का एक अहम अगर कोई क्षेत्र है तो वो है हमारा कृषि क्षेत्र, हमारा ग्रामीण क्षेत्र। हमारा किसान इतनी मेहनत करता है, लेकिन उसको जीने के लिए जो अपेक्षाएं हैं वो अभी पूरी होना बाकी है। अभी शरद राव ने क्या क्या होना चाहिए, मुझे आगे चल करके क्या करना चाहिए, उसके कुछ बिंदु भी बताए हैं। ये बात सही है, पिछले 10 साल में जो अधूरी चीजें रह गई हैं वो शायद मेरे ही पूरा करने के नसीब में आई है। और इसलिए कृषि विकास को भी हमें अब आधुनिकता की तरफ ले गए बिना कोई चारा नहीं है। हमारे एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को टेक्नोलॉजी से जोड़ना पड़ेगा, एग्रोटेक के ऊपर बल देना पड़ेगा। अभी मैंने यहां सॉइल टेस्ट की लेबोरेटरी देखी। जब मैं गुजरात में मुख्यमंत्री था, देश में गुजरात पहला राज्य था जिसने सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड का अभियान चलाया था और सभी किसानों को सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड दिया था और उसके परिणाम अद्भुत मिले थे। बाद में तो हमने भारत सरकार में आकर के भी सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड के लिए बहुत बड़ा अभियान करना योजना बनाई है, उसको हम आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं।